Cancel culture. Yeah, that shit's been around for a long time. And I think it's finally starting to slow down. Well, maybe. Now, cancel culture has been around since the internet got more soft. And yeah, there's some people on the internet, such as blue hair girls, who are charming, ultra soft. It is insane. Like some things that people were getting canceled for, how do you even let that get to you? Now, cancel culture started up in the early 2010s, and I noticed it really grow during quarantine. I wonder why. Maybe it's because people had nothing better to do than cancel people. I'm sure there was a record screen time for Twitter in a day at that point in time. And well, actually, it is X.com. Shut the fuck. Nobody is calling it X.com. Now, I don't think cancel culture is dead per se, but it's still gonna be around. Cancel culture is gonna be there forever. So many people are so fucking soft, they can't take Aunt Jemima being on a syrup bottle. Now we got Pearl Milling Company. Really? And the reason as to why you are reading this title today is because people are saying that edgy humor is making a comeback. And now I kind of agree to an extent. Like I said before, on certain communities like Twitter, among the K-pop stans and the Dream stans and all these other soft people, cancel culture is forever going to exist. But these social media platforms like to feed you content that you're interested in. So obviously, if you're a part of that community, I don't know why the fuck you're watching this video then. Maybe they're just typing up a whole fucking paragraph essay in my comments about the title. But relatively, the content of, I don't know, trying to cancel people or whatever is going to be pushed to only those people who interact with it. And those are the people that are going to be up in arms about something so minuscule because that's the side of the internet they're on. They're the people that get fucking bothered by everything. But if you really think about it, how would content that these people would consider offensive be blowing up all over TikTok? Like, that just wouldn't make sense. Cancel culture is just a group of people that think they're the heroes, that think they are stopping crime. But in reality, they're doing jack shit, bro. Like, they literally just sitting on their asses typing essays. I don't know what kind of good these people are doing for the world. Absolutely nothing. Like, if they canceled somebody who deserved it, like EDP, okay, yeah, that would make sense. But they don't. They cancel people like Mr. Beast for no reason. Only the reason that he is one of the top creators out there. And they like to point out every little fucking thing that he does. And no one's really gonna take them seriously. And the people in cancel culture are just gonna be looking like straight clowns. Because at the end of the day, they don't fucking do anything. All they do is just go back to something you said, I don't know, years ago, or something that you did that they disagree with, and they just call it out, I guess, and hope their tweet gets likes. But in reality, they're not doing anything to these people's careers. They're not affecting them in the slightest. So I guess you can imagine it as like a bunch of flies buzzing around you when you're trying to do your job. Like, that shit's annoying as fuck. Like, they're just a bunch of fucking pests, and no one is going to take them seriously if they just keep doing stupid shit like this. But recently, I've seen a comeback in edgy content. And a lot of people are saying, oh, this means people on the internet are not soft anymore. Cancel culture's dying, blah, blah, blah. Not necessarily. Because like I said earlier, it's based on the content that you like in that part of the internet specifically. So obviously that kind of content could be getting a shit ton of likes from that side of the internet. My friend was scrolling through TikTok and every other video he was scrolling through, it was a joke about Stephen Hawking. Look, I don't want to explain, but if you know, you know. Anybody would think, you know, since we live in such a soft society at this point, that edgy humor would just be banished from all of existence, but that's not necessarily true. I think it's just 100% based on the content that you view on the internet. Like, yes, cancel culture was very prominent back in like 2020. Like, everybody knew about it. But before that, it wasn't as well known, but it still existed. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily dead. But I think they're gonna fucking die off if no one takes them seriously. But not only do I think this content on TikTok is affecting, I guess, this rise of edginess on the internet, the comments are as well. I've seen so many videos at this point reacting to Instagram Reels comments, bro. Like, some of them are just so out of pocket, it is insane. Guys, they're happy. Just let them be. Nah, just kidding. I hope they get into a fucking car accident. That is a crazy comment. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna kidnap you. Okay. Get some furniture. Little individual. You look easy to... Yo, what the fuck? That is an insane ass comment. I'm not gonna lie to you. Then you got shit like, get a job. That's a classic one. I will touch you in your special place. Huh? Are you serious, bro? My brother in Christ. What the fuck was that? Your family doesn't love you, Lil. Oh, okay. All right. But you get the point. Every comment on Instagram Reels is crazy, bro. If your reel blows up, just expect to see shit like this because you're not getting out alive. And some of the worst content deadass just be spawning in on Instagram Instagram Reels. Like, you don't even know what you're gonna get. People have told me they've been getting the worst content on Reels, the most brain-rotting content ever. And honestly, I couldn't agree more, bro. Every time I scroll on Instagram Reels, boom, fucking brain rot. Honestly, there's some funny ones too, but I'm not gonna lie, most of it is brain rot. And I guess these comments get thousands of likes too, bro. Look at this shit. 46,000 likes. Who is... Alright, I'm not gonna ask questions. A lot of you might be like, well, how does this tie in with cancel culture? Well, 46,000 people is a lot of fucking people to like a comment. You know what I'm saying? And these comments are everywhere, and it's honestly becoming a trend on the internet, I guess. But the comment section has always been AIDS. I'm probably getting comments on this video right now, as we speak, that say some dumb bullshit like, oh, Wordy never fails to fill up my insides. That's gonna be like 50% of the comments on this video. Nah, I'm just kidding. A lot of the comments on YouTube are great, but Instagram Reels, good luck, bro. And even if the kid that made the reel is like 8 years old, they are still not holding back. It doesn't matter. A lot of up-and-coming streamers right now are not soft. They say what they want, and they're not afraid of getting canceled. So in a way, I think they're low-key kind of sticking up against cancel culture, or they just don't care about it. Like, for example, Jay Schlatt was trying to test out how much hate he could get on Twitter when he was playing Jackbox. Then people like Aiden Ross exist, and I don't know how in the fuck this happened, but Neon is considered a top streamer right now. Like, am I living in some kind of dream? I don't know. Neon, out of fucking anybody. The kid that faked his death years ago. And now, of course, there were a couple other figures on the internet who held like an edgy reputation, like Andrew Tate, and so many people loved him, but a lot of other people hated him. But I think it really depends on where you stand and what kind of content you consume, because at the end of the day, it really is just the fucking internet, and it is not that deep. Like, unless you do something horrible like EDP did, you really shouldn't be canceled at all. Like, sometimes it's not even necessarily a mistake, people just reaching. And I feel like the people that give in to cancel culture are the ones getting canceled. Like Dream and his fucking goons, like, of course they're all getting canceled because they were like, oh, I'm sorry guys. Like, of course they're gonna get fucking canceled if they're saying shit like that. But there's a lot of streamers who can't even make jokes at all, and they're just stuck with a soft ass audience. And honestly, they kind of did that to themselves. I'm just gonna be honest. I guess one example I could say was when Pokimane got canceled for the whole cookie thing. She's called one of her fans broke or something in the chat when they were complaining about the price. She was like, oh my god, if you're broke, just say that.
You're a broke boy, just say so.
And of course, people got mad over that. Like, bro, it is not that deep. Yeah, it was fucking stupid, but there's no reason to cancel her for that. You know how many times her career was quote unquote in jeopardy? She's still doing fine. She's got all the simps to give her money. She's gonna be rolling in fucking billions by the time she retires. So essentially what I'm getting at is cancel culture does nothing to these content creators. Fucking nothing, bro. They think they do shit, but they don't. So I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter who your audience is or what kind of jokes you make. Can't let your audience control who you are. Like, if that's your personality, you like to make goofy ass jokes, then that's you, bro. You can't let your audience tell you what to do and tell you what's good or bad, or just the internet in general, or these people in cancel culture. They think they're the rulers of the internet. They think they tell you what's right and wrong. Nah, bro. You tell them what's right and wrong. Like you just gotta tell them to go fuck themselves when they try to cancel you, honestly. And you know what, bro? This take might get me canceled, but I don't care. I don't give a fuck. And if it does, it's not gonna affect me. And cancel culture will be completely dead when they realize they're not doing anything. And that's how you beat cancel culture. You just have to just ignore them and keep pushing. But obviously, people fuck up from time to time. It happens. I mean, kind of depends how big of a fuck up, right? But yeah, in some cases, people do deserve to get canceled. People who do something so foul. But for the most part, it's not that serious. So you just gotta keep it pushing.